everyone, this is Caitlin, and today I really want to talk about my new album, Week, spelled W-E-E-K, not because I'm bored and I just had a few cocktails, but also I really want to make a video talking about what this album is about and how I produce each song and also what each songs were about. So, this album, Week, W-E-E-K, is about a week with 7 days, obviously. I came up with this idea because you guys know that I released a few songs before releasing an album, and the very first song that I made was Chemistry, which was released on Wednesday. And after that, I actually was planning to release the song Thursday next month. Like, I was prepared to release a song every month, and then I realized the day that I released Chemistry was on a Wednesday, so it was perfect for me to release the song Thursday on a Thursday. So I decided to make each song to represent a day of the week. In general, this album is about different kinds of identity, different emotions, and all kinds of diversity and variety within the roles that a person would perform, and also the emotions that a person would have within a week. Anyways, let's get started. So the very first song that represents Monday of the album is called Stress. And this song, because it's called Stress, I decided to put on a Monday. The song was about me when I was a teenager. I had my first part-time job, and it was my first time stepping into the adult society, like the environment of like adults working together. And so I realized that there was a huge difference, because at that time I was really just a depressed kid. So there were a lot of things that I thought that adults wouldn't understand me. For example, when I had my first part-time job, everybody told me that you look sad and depressing and you shouldn't be like that while you're working. And I was like, it was COVID, like I was wearing a mask. If you could tell that I look sad even though I was wearing a mask. I was just kind of stressful about the situation that I have to pretend to be something else within the society, and also that adults don't understand us. I actually hate this song the most within the whole album, but anyways, I added a fancy piano at the very beginning of the song because I just want to add something fancy to make it sound better, because I kind of hated it. Why did I write this? The second track of the song, representing Tuesday, is called I'm a Girl. And I put it on a Tuesday because it was the last song that I decided to put in an album, and it has nothing to do with Tuesday. I'm a Girl is about me wanting to be a girl, and it's about the feelings that I've had while being put within a community or a group of people, that I realized that I was kind of forced to be something that they want me to be, especially because when there are other girls who kind of represents a normal girl, stereotypic girl image, then I realized I really have to be something else because I'm not the typical girl. So sometimes the lyrics, when you listen to it, if you're a girl, you'd be like, oh, is she talking about a pygmy, or is she being a pygmy? It's about me acknowledging the fact that I want to be different, but also that I acknowledge the fact that I want to be a girl and I am a girl. So I don't want other people to change the fact that I still want to be a girly girl, despite the fact that I want to be different. The style of the song is kind of like soul R&B, like really chill. Also Tuesday kind of chill. I just really want to do something like chill R&B and like really comfy kind of song. All like the whispering and soft tone. The third song, which was the very first song that I released is called Chemistry. This song I decided to release on a Wednesday was by accident, and the day was actually by accident, but I realized the day that I released the song was actually related to the story of the song. So what's the story of the song? The story of the song Chemistry is about the friendship between me and a girl that I was really close with. Like, it was kind of an ex-friend situation, okay? She just did talk about bad things about me because she was thinking about getting the boys, flirting with the boys, and she thought that if she's with me together and I'm gonna like get the boys that she wants and she cannot achieve the goal that she wants. I got really hurt by that, and I thought, oh, like she didn't treat me as a friend, but she just thought of me as some kind of threat. And if she needs me, it means that she wants, you know, she knows that I have some kind of benefit to her. The last thing that she said to me was, I'm really proud of you, like I think you're gonna be successful. Like after that we never met again. And this is so ironic to me. Like, this friend of mine did so many things before this jealousy like boy thing, but like before that she used to like tell lies to like a lot of different people, and then we all just discussed together like why is she telling like different things to like different people, and then like she would be like making weird stories and being her thought, like she's really delusional, and like she just wanted to get like the best things for herself. Like she would like manipulate you to do something. And the genre, like the production of the song, I literally made it to her favorite genre. Like I literally was listening to like the songs that she liked and she recommended me, so I made something, it was like something that she would like, but actually like dissing her. Anyways, after that friendship song, we came to Thursday. So Thursday is the best, my favorite song of the whole album, and it was basically based on just feeling sad. But the feeling sad is not just feeling sad. Like I actually wrote this song on a shuttle bus, like the school shuttle bus, at night, like 8 p.m. and it was all dark and it was raining hard. And so like that fight to me, because like something bad actually happened before, and then I went to a cafe, like the school cafe, and then I was like, I want a hot chocolate because I was feeling bad. And then they told me that, oh sorry, we're out of hot chocolate. So I was like, okay, so can I get a matcha latte? And then they're like, oh, we're out of matcha. And so I was like, okay, so you guys are out of mocha, like mocha latte? And they're like, yeah, we're out of hot chocolate, so like we're out of all kinds of chocolate. So I was like, what the f can I get? I ended up getting a latte, but it tastes bad, so I threw it away because like my mood was so bad. This is not what I want, and like I was like, eh. I wrote the song on the shuttle bus while raining and dark at night. So I got these, you know, really moody kind of vibe and like dreamy, but like it's just a very like girlish kind of softy, emotional, like vulnerable expression. So I added like guitars. I really hope that if people are feeling sad and then they listen to the song, I really hope that they could get some comfort from it, if that makes sense. I know it sounds like it didn't have much meaning. I swear it had so much more meaning. I think that a lot of my songs, like I have lyrics in it, and I really don't want the lyrics to define like a specific situation, you know what I mean? So I hope that people who listen to the song would have their own interpretation of the emotions and the meaning of it. So when it comes to Friday, it's obviously a party. The song for Friday, the 5th track of this album, is Toxic Friends. And Toxic Friends is the second, not the second favorite, actually there's a lot of favorite. Toxic Friends is about me and my high school friends. As you could here. You can listen. I don't know. As you can see, there are a lot of different characters appearing in this song, and because I was describing each of my high school friends, like their problems, like their problematic trait, obviously, their problematic trait, and who they are, you know, like what kind of person they are, like the character, etc., all into the song. And just to be fun and funny, and it's like a bunch of friends hang out together. Like you guys know that all of you are problematic, but you can still hang out together. So it was like a fun song that you could play it on a party, that kind of vibe. But also, like at the bridge, I also mentioned about that problematic friend that I talked about on Wednesday. I was talking about like the real toxic in a toxic friendship, you know, like the real kind of toxic friendship versus the toxic trait in a person, but you guys are still friends because you guys are great friends. And also at the end of the song, I became the toxic friend because I swallowed a secret of my friend. But if you listen to it, you know. As a girl and as a young woman, I think we should cherish the times with our friends, because maybe a year later, some of them have beef or something and we couldn't hang out anymore. I added like a funky type of guitar in it to make it sound more fun. So now I'm gonna talk about each character in Toxic Friends. The first one is Nini. Nini's always late. Right now she's a little better. Like she improved a little bit. She's always the fashionista who's like, you should wear this, and then this friend should wear that, and then giving you suggestions and like making you confident. And she is a really rebellious but also like tough girl, that she would do anything if you need help. And the next girl is called Pamela. Pamela is also a rebellious girl, but she really likes to meet different guys at the same time. Not really at the same time, but like she would change them pretty fast, like pretty frequent. So I spoiled a secret about her. She is also a girl who has a bold character, and then she would like say the things that she wants to say and the things that she thinks is right. Like she wouldn't be fake to you, you know. If there's something that she thinks she should talk about it, like she would just talk about it. And if you're her friend, she would never hurt you. So the next one is Maggie. Maggie is the artist who studies in an art college. She would like sleep in the morning because she had to work overnight for her art projects, and she would order like spicy Chinese food at night or midnight, and she would not throw them away for the whole week. And so when we were in high school, like she had cockroaches in her rooms. Next one is Clarice. Clarice is a really soft girl's girl. Like she would listen to your troubles. Like she would give you suggestions and like listen to rant about like your life. But she has this, like she's also like a late person. Like she would be like 2 hours late doing her makeup. And she also had this problem of taking a shower for too long, like for 2 hours. She once she was driving Pamela's car, and then she flipped Pamela's car, and it was tragic. Like it was terrible. And so she had to like buy her a new car, and yeah. Anyways, that was a secret, okay? The next person is Janae. So Janae is the prettiest girl in our high school, and then she would not do any ugly faces while we're like taking pictures. We're like, oh, let's do a normal one and let's do an ugly one, and while everyone's being, you know, and then she'll be like, this is already ugly. But she's like a really hardworking and like, how do you say 성실하게, like hardworking, diligent, and she knows what's right and wrong, and like she had great morals. And the next one is Diana. Diana is the kind of mom kind of friend that you've got who's like, if you're sad and if you need help, like she will always be the one to help you. She's like a mom. She does crochet, and then she would cook for you like on New Year. And the only bad thing about her is that when you go out with her, she's gonna tell you to buy this and buy that, and like you're gonna be broke. After the bridge of the song, the next one is Cherry. Cherry was a stupid girl who has zero logic. Anyways, she was like those kind of, she's a Virgo, by the way, so she's a Virgo, and then she would like judge all kinds of celebrity, like every time you meet her, and then like sometimes she would like judge people on the street loudly without like considering them, and it was like kind of funny. And also another girl called Celine at the end, which is also a very good friend. I was actually having a trouble like thinking about what's the toxic thing about her, but she has this thing that she always met the bad dude when it comes to relationship, and sometimes she's like so detached and she's scared to like give you her vulnerable side, so like you just need time to figure out who she is, that kind of person. So the next song of the album is called Rebel and Beauty, and it was released on my birthday because it was my favorite. I mentioned a lot of favorites, but anyways, this is the real OG favorite, okay? Because it was called Rebel and Beauty, it was inspired by the beat that I made, like the instrumental part of the song. I made this background music, and I was like, okay, this is like a really dark alternative R&B. So I really want a song name to be like R&B. So I was like, what words are R&B? And then I came up with a bunch of lists. I asked all my friends, and then some of them were like red and blue. I have one friend who's like rebel and bravery. And then there's my sister said something like, I don't know, like roses and beauty. I don't know. And I was like, what about rebel and beauty? Because like they're like kind of opposite, and it's also like two different representation of myself. And it's also like how I want to be rebellious but also beautiful at the same time. You know, like it was like perfect for me to describe myself. It's really hard to think about a melody because for this background track, the verse and the chorus, they have very different chords progression, and it's very different vibes, and which was kind of interesting because I had never made something alternative like this. Like, I suddenly remember that a long time ago when I was 16, I made a song with my piano, and it was exactly the same. Like it was perfect. The melody was perfect to put it on the instrumental track, and I was amazed. I was shook. I was like, oh, this is meant to be, because it was so niche and rare for me to make a song and a melody, like a melody that's like completely different between verse and chorus. Of course, I modified it like a little bit, and I actually wrote some lyrics back then when I was like 16 as well. And at that time, I want to make the song about like how one person could have like two characters and two personalities. I realized, oh my god, that's like the perfect theme for this song, because the verse and the chorus is totally different. It sounds like two people who's like fighting, and they have like very different sides. I hope people who have like struggles about like who I am, they could listen to the song and then they will realize, oh, this is how I feel. Like sometimes I feel like this, sometimes I feel like that. But it also could not just be about one person, like not just about an internal thing, but like it could also be like really actually two people having a tension between. Depends on how you try to interpret the song. So for Rebel and Beauty, the song, I kind of add a lot of jazz elements in it. And then for the last song, which is Weak, the same as the album, but it's spelled differently, which is a different word. It's spelled W-E-A-K, which means to be vulnerable, weak. This one's more like grunge rock. So I decided to make a song called Weak, W-E-A-K, because I had this idea about W-E-E-K album. I want the song to talk about, you know, obviously becoming vulnerable. You know, how I had this idea was that one day I realized that I didn't have much friends in my life. And then I realized that a lot of people that I really want to be friends with, they don't even remember me and they don't even know that I exist. And sometimes it feels sad for me when someone like you met on the street and then you're like, oh my god, hi, like we should get, you know, contacts on like Instagram, and then a month later they unfollow you and then you realize, okay, so we would have no chance to become friends anymore. That kind of thing, like they don't even know that I exist. So it was more about like it's hard to make friends, and I released this song on a Sunday. It was on like February 22nd, and it was kind of related to the song story as well, because it was actually the day that I met this girl like on the street, like just randomly. And then because I met her before, and then so I was like, oh my god, it's very nice to meet you again. And then so but she didn't actually remember me, and I was like, oh, like she didn't even know who I am at all. So that was on February 22nd, and it was like a coincidence that I realized, oh my god, the next song that I'm releasing on the same day, that the story was actually meant to be. And this situation, like the interesting coincident date situation, also happened with the song Chemistry. I think I forgot to mention about that, but it was just kind of interesting to mention about this in the video. So for Chemistry, I released it on like October something, and it was actually, I realized, like I checked my memories, stories, close friend stories on Instagram, and I realized that the day that I released the song Chemistry, it was actually the day that I stopped being friends with that friend. And it was, yeah, it was the day that I got, you know, I got like a mental breakdown, like why is she doing this? I realized that she was doing all this to me, and then I unfollowed her, like all her socials, and I didn't block her, but I removed her from like everything. And then 4 months later she realized it. Like we didn't talk for 4 months because she didn't care, and she didn't even realize this. A lot of these stuff were, yeah, we're about that part of my life. Like a few years later, I really want to make an album to talk about like what I have been within the past few years, that I'm kind of remaking the past me and telling you that it's now the new me.